Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Pisces in July 2020. Hello, Pisces. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, my friendly fishies. How's everything? July. 7 months in 2020. How was it for you, or how has it been, huh? As it stands, the pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19 is still very much a big thing here in the States, in several places. If you're here in the States or wherever you're in the world, and the pandemic is still very much a part of your life, please be safe as you go out into the world, interacting with other people, going about your business, doing what you have to do, okay? I understand at this time it's very difficult for many of us to see the brighter side of things, and I'm not one who is all overly optimistic or somebody who is always optimistic, but I'm trying to err on the side of positivity and optimism at this time, because that's about vibration, that's about energetic, spiritual, and mental vibrations. And if we dwell on the negative, what's going to happen, folks? You're going to get more negative things. So if you're on this spiritual path, if you kind of understand or practice the law of attraction, be conscious in what you're choosing to think about, what you're choosing to focus on, and how you're choosing to interact with other people, and how you choose to interact with yourself, okay? So Pisces, no matter what you're doing though, I hope you're happy, I hope you're safe, I hope that you're healthy, okay? Let's go ahead and get into it. Any other announcements before we do, actually? Yes. One, next week on July 11th, you'll see me live here on the channel. I'll be doing that for Cancer's birthday season. So if you have a reason to kind of take a little look-see on what's going on with it. Did I say Pisces? Cancer, I meant. If I did, I'm sorry. Live for Cancer during Cancer's birthday season. So if you have any reason to want to take a peekaboo at what's going on with the Cancer, you feel free to drop by the chat and just watch me do my work. As I said, it is for Cancers in their birthday season. But if you just want to stop by and say hi or just chill out for a while, feel free to join me next week, July 11th, probably at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? All right, now we can get into the regular spiel. Pisces, shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead. You will also find down in the description box all the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you place an order with me, just go ahead and email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. You'll also see the link to my Instagram down in the description box if you're interested in seeing me pull oracle cards and interpret those whenever I can. You can go over there and check me out for that. Also recently did a pick a card. I enjoyed doing it, so I'm going to find different combinations of decks and cards to continue to do that because it was fun. And, you know, why not? Why not, Sally? Why not? All right, guys, let's get into it. I want to see Pisces outcome in July 2020. My good friends, Pisces, what is their outcome for July 2020? Please show me. All right. That might be the fastest. I feel like I did somebody's outcome of one of the previous signs this month, and it came out pretty fast too, but that might have been faster. That's crazy. All right, there you go. Let's flip what came face down already. And all right. Make sure everything is nice and neat. Oh God, I get so playful with you guys. Plus I had a coffee today. I haven't had coffee in weeks, and I got a large. Greedy. So I'm like extra like hopped up on caffeine. So let's see how your reading goes, because, you know, the final four that I've done, they've been interesting. Let's see what's going on with you, though, Pisces. Please show me where Pisces is in July 2020. Please show me Pisces in July 2020. Please show me. Between three positions. Come on. Clearly, please clearly show me Pisces. Please clearly show me Pisces in July 2020. All right. We got there. Oh no. But, you know, it's just the starting, so let's see what's happening. Pisces, coming into July, you come in with the energy of, yikes, the Ten of Swords. All right. So, a lot of stress. I'm not laughing at you. Please don't take offense to my laughing. For those who are familiar with like meme culture or popular memes, you know that one, I don't know what cartoon it's from, but it's a little cartoon dog. He's wearing like a little bowler hat. He's drinking like a cup of coffee or something, and he's sitting in a room, and it's, you know, fires all around him, and the caption is, "This is fine. This is fine." That's what I'm envisioning here. So in the midst of a crisis, in the midst of stress and distress and all kinds of zany, overwhelming situations and conversations and whatever you're dealing with, your mantra is, that's fine, this is fine, I can handle it. It's okay. I don't need to panic. It's fine. I'm good. I'll take care of it. It's, you know, you're pep talking yourself consistently, like every day. You are pep talking yourself in some type of way. That's not, you know, the typical meaning of the Ten of Swords, but that's what I'm getting from your energy. In the midst of chaos, in the midst of things being disorderly or dysfunctional or some type of stressor on you, you're trying your best to hang in there and make the best out of a bad situation. Now, more to the point of what we interpret when we see the Ten of Swords in Tarot, Pisces, is that you're dealing with nasty energy, you're dealing with nasty people or nasty circumstances and environments, things that are attacking you, or people that are attacking you, or things that feel invasive, things that feel hurtful to you, things that make you feel as if you've been betrayed or stabbed in the back and left for dead, right? Betrayals in some of your cases, or if not betrayals, just total misunderstandings, and misunderstandings that are not easily rectified. This is problematic for you. I think you're under a lot of mental and emotional distress over whatever I'm talking about, whatever I'm referring to. Pardon me. And I feel as though Pisces, you've been really mum's the word about this for the most part. I feel as though even though the mouth of this character, this person, is wide open, and there's like a beam of light shooting out of it, I still feel as though many of you have felt muzzled, have felt silenced, or unable to truly speak to the situation, speak to the person, and make a difference, make anything better. I feel many of you have felt incapable of really handling things the best way. I feel it's like cause and effect, because the person, because the situation or circumstance, because of the environment that you're dealing with, or the people that you're dealing with in the certain environment, because it's hurt you, because these people have said things or done things towards you, it's like it took away any confidence that you had, or any certainty that you had within yourself that, oh, well, if this happens, I should be able to do X, Y, Z to kind of counteract the problem, or kind of, you know, make a difference in the situation. But something came along and usurped that certainty from you, like stole it from you, stole your confidence, stole away your belief that your work or what you were doing or saying in the situation was actually helpful, right? So I'm getting a lot of hopelessness here. Like, no matter what I do, nothing's going to change. No matter what I say, nothing's going to change. No matter how many times I try to make this point, they're just going to ignore me, or they're just going to continue to hurt me, you know? That's going to vary in intensity for everybody. Some of you, it's kind of mild. It's like I said, a misunderstanding, and, you know, in time it'll blow over. And at the time that I'm recording this is in Mercury retrograde. So misunderstandings are definitely rampant when we're doing things within a Mercury retrograde. Not to say that's the only reason, but it can contribute. But others of you, it's like deeply intense, and this is something that's been going on for a while, or you're dealing with a person or a situation that you have a sort of loyalty towards, or obligation towards, or responsibility towards, and it's not easy to get to a resolution. It's not easy to not feel as if you're attacked, or these attacks are personal. Thank you. Like some of you feel personally attacked. And this is interesting because a lot of you, this is in the context of like work. This is in the context of some type of business partnership, and you feel devalued, or what you've contributed is being taken for granted, or it's not being recognized in some cases. Very interesting. A lot of things are happening there. So I hope that's contextually a part of your past, but we're going to find out. So what else happens for Pisces? Please show me. Yeah, okay, good. That feels like you're coming out of that. Because the 10 is a completion point. You know, I struggle sometimes to not recall, but I struggle sometimes to communicate to the audience, to the person I'm reading for, that 10s are completion points. Meaning, hopefully this is wrapping up. Hopefully all of the anguish or the anxiety or the difficulty of whatever I was just describing for you, hopefully is beginning to dwindle down, or you're beginning to find some actual reprieve or some actual resolution in the situation. And coming out of it and interacting with the rest of the spread, it's sort of feeling that way. So that's good. I like that. So for you, Pisces, it feels like the answer to this is to sort of awaken, seeing a bigger picture, or seeing future possibilities. Thank you. I think because again, I was saying for some of you, this is like a work situation or something long-standing in your life where you feel obligated, responsible. You feel as though you're tied to it, the person, the situation, whatever it is, and you want to uphold your duty, or uphold or fulfill your role in the situation. And I feel a lot of you are awakening to how limiting that is for you, how agreeing to that has been an agreement, or has allowed you to feel disempowered. Okay? Yeah. I feel you or someone outside of you, thank you, is looking at you or realizing something about your nature, something about your character. King of Cups energy, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This can be you. This can be someone outside. But look at like how soft and tender his eyes are. And if you put him down on the board, his eye line would be looking at the 10 of Swords. So I'm feeling I'm feeling sympathy. I'm feeling empathy. And if you're doing this towards yourself, that's great. That means that you're showing sympathy and empathy towards yourself. You're on this journey, or at least you're trying to introduce self-love into whatever's complicating your life, whatever's stressing you out, whatever's making you feel awful. You're trying to love yourself. You're trying to take care of yourself in that time. Okay. The King of Cups is a provider, whether it's you or someone else, whether they're a male, it doesn't matter. It's a king. I will say him possibly, but it doesn't have to be a male, and they don't have to be a water sign, whoever this is. But there's a provision, or an aspect of providing here, an aspect of taking care of, TLC, tender love and care, being exuded, like projected from this card, from this energy towards that 10 of Swords energy, right? So this could be a friend, this could be a colleague, this could be your spouse, your partner, what have you, or again, it could be yourself. The King of Cups is emotionally mature, is self-aware, okay, knows the limitations that he or she can, that he or she exists within, meaning they know when to give and when to receive. They know how much is too much. They know how little is too little, okay? I feel proper proportions coming from this energy. I feel as though if you need TLC, that's exactly what you're going to get from this person. If you need tough love, that's exactly what you're going to get from this person. If you need some shoulder to cry on, you will be crying right on that, soft, looks like a very soft robe, right? You'll be crying right there on that soft, soft shoulder of this person. And this King of Cups, whoever this person is, whether it's you or someone else, it's like happy to provide this service, or provide the service. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And they're like, that's such a strange phrase for me to use. And then they reminded me, like, you can pay people to like cuddle with. Like that might be really random, but like literally, if this is someone that you pay for a service, not to make it salacious or, make it like, dirty, but you might literally pay someone to cuddle with or pay someone to cry with, right? Another way you can think of that is a therapist, for God's sakes. It doesn't have to be like lay in bed with someone and, they're the big spoon and you're the little spoon and you're weeping because you had a bad day at work and you paid this person like $20 an hour to do that. That could be what you've done. But another way to think of that is you could also be speaking to a therapist or a counselor or a very good friend, whatever. This person is happy to do this work, whether you pay them or not, whether they're a professional or not. They're sympathetic, they're empathetic, and they are giving you the support that you need. Again, you could be doing this all for yourself. You could be giving yourself a hug. You could be, doing whatever you got to do to keep yourself into, or to put yourself into this healthier state of mind. Because I really feel whoever this is, they are invested in your wellness. They are invested in, if not you specifically, the wellness of others, period. Okay? This could be a spiritual counselor or a guru of some type. Could be a psychic, because again, with this cups and like, there's just like something about his eyes. He like has a knowingness about him. Like whatever distressing things you might want to tell this person, they might, come back with a, I know. Not in the sense of I know as in I understand, like I know because I saw, like I know because I had a vision. I know because, when I pray about you or when I meditate, I often get visions about what's going on in your life. If this is some type of, self-love journey for you, this is you, for some very specifically, like working on childhood wounding, childhood trauma, and reconciling that or recognizing patterns with that. We all are going to know and reflect on things very differently, and we're all going to approach things differently. But for some of you, this King of Cups is like you turning into the caring mama or papa bear for yourself, which you didn't have growing up. And again, I'm not a psychologist for the first time in this reading, but I've said it several times throughout my videos here on YouTube. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not any person's, authority in those realms, but that's what that feels like. It's like you're realizing that what you needed from your parents is not ever going to be provided to you by your parents for whatever reason. And so you turn to yourself. And now that you're a full-fledged adult and you've been walking this journey of maturity, it's like, I don't know, again, I don't know what you think of or what you understand about that whole childhood trauma, childhood wounding thing, and how that can overlap in spiritual pursuits. Because, it's one foot in traditional psychology. There's also a foot in holistic psychology or alternative psychology. And then, of course, you're watching a tarot reading. And I'm talking about this. So these things overlap, or they somehow blend together. And again, there's a knowingness coming off of this King of Cups. There's an awareness. There's an astuteness. There's a mastery that's going on here. Whether you possess it and you're exploring that on your own and you're developing that wisdom for yourself, or whether there's someone outside of you and they're extending it to you. They're welcoming you into their office, into their home, into their, little chat dialogue that you're having on your phone. It's a reprieve. It's this person, this energy is going to help alleviate whatever the Ten of Swords is for you. Very good. Very good. I love it. Now, what else happens? Yes. So this interaction, whatever it is, with whomever it is, you become stronger for it. You become braver for it. You become, in some cases, spicier for it. This is the Strength card, Major Arcana for Leo. You could be dealing with a Leo, but you don't have to be. For some, this is like a deep issue for you. And it's involving something very personal to you. Therefore, I don't know what it is. What I'm seeing is a deep cavern. And like, I personally, like the feeling I get is a little bit of a fear, a little bit of an anxiety, a little bit of a, oh no, I don't want to go in there. And I just see like this deep cave or this deep cavern, and like it's pitch black inside. And I don't want to go in as the person visiting this scene. I wish I could explain better what I see. But anyway, I'm visiting this scene, and I'm outside this cavern. I'm outside this entryway. And I know what I need to do is to go in, but I don't want to go in. However, I know if I go in, if I explore this dark place, I'm going to come out the side, on the other side like this. Okay? So, whatever we're talking about, if you explore it, if you go into the cavern, if you go into the cave, you're going to come out a winner, basically. But to do that, it's ironic. Or excuse me. Excuse me. You kind of have to be this in order to become this, okay? And again, it might come with the support of someone outside of you. With the King of Cups, they might give you the inspiration. If it's a therapist or a counselor, they might give you the practical work, the journaling work, the self-reflection work, whatever, to get yourself going. But once you do whatever exploring you need to do inside this unknown, unmarked, deep cave, and whatever it's pertaining to, could be childhood trauma, could be, related to your personal relationships, your professional relationships, could be, something with your own self-worth, the way you love yourself, the way you value yourself, the way that you identify. I don't know what's in the cave. You know what's in the cave. But once you go in there, it's kind of like this woman, how she's holding up this piece of cloth, showing the king of the jungle that wears a crown, and then she herself wears her own crown. So it's like conquering something mighty, conquering something that seems unsurmountable. But here she is with this cloth, kind of like, yep, I did it. I conquered the beast. Here's my little souvenir t-shirt, or my little souvenir towel, because it's not really a shirt. She's not really wearing it. If you look at it, she's not really wearing that. She's standing in front of this piece of cloth, right? Or standing behind this piece of cloth. So even while she was like butt naked, this person has wrestled with this beast and made it sort of her own. And the Strength card, even when you look at it traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck, what you see is a similar scene, a woman in a meadow or in the jungle or something like that, and she's got her hands prying open or diving into the mouth of the lion, or her hands are very much near the jaw of the lion, which is what one of the lion's most potent weapons is its jaw. It uses it to clamp down on the necks of its prey. It uses it to steal the life out of a gazelle. So it's a dangerous thing that the maiden is doing in this depiction and in the traditional. And again, this standing outside this dark cave, it's dangerous. Are you Lara Croft? How are you going to go into a dark cave? Like, the person that I'm seeing has no tool belt, has no weaponry, is just standing outside, plain clothes, preparing themselves to go into this cave. And as the onlooker, like, I'm seeing, I wish you could see it. I'm seeing a person. I'm not the person, but I'm seeing them, and I'm able to connect with how they feel. And this person is scared to do this, but they know they have to do this. And they know that before they enter, they have to muster up a little bit of this strength, and they know that once they come out the other side, once they reemerge from the cave, they will be this person. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. Now, I think there's a lot of practical work and spiritual work that goes into that. Some self-reflection is necessary, or could factor in, maybe not necessary, but could factor in here. And it's going to be a challenge, or it has been a challenge. I'm saying it will be. Some of you have already done this work, or you're in the midst of it, and congratulations, that's good for you. For those where this is just starting, I feel, again, this anxiety, this apprehension, this uncertainty. But I'm telling you, part of the Strength card related, again, to Leo and Leo dynamics, right? Leo often has a lot of bravado, a lot of roar. And that's true for the lion, I think. Part of what a lion does, the male lion in the pride, is to roar loudly, and it reverberates miles away. It lets any potential threat, any potential predator, like a jackal or a hyena or whatever, who might want to come towards the pride, it lets them know, don't come over here. The lion hasn't even got up off its ass. It's just roaring, or it's standing in place. It's not actually coming face to face with, a hyena or whatever, but it lets out this roar to basically intimidate or dissuade any other creature from encroaching on its space, right? So it's bravado, if you think about it. It's bravado, right? I'm going to project my mightiness and let that speak for itself. Don't come over here, right? So I don't want to say it's faking, and it's not faking it, but it certainly is bravado. It certainly is this projection of power, this projection of strength, this projection of might that goes uncontested. If a hyena hears that, a hyena says, oh, there's a big old lion like 10 miles that way. I guess I should stay where I am. You know? So like, I hope that makes sense, or I hope that means something to you guys. I'm not sure. I don't even remember why I'm going on that tangent. But yeah, that's what I'm sensing there. I can't wait to get a bigger table. I'm like knocking this shit every which way today. So anyway, what else happens for Pisces? Please show me. Yes, truth. Yes, okay, got it. You're having like a little loopy little, not loopy, but a route. Anyway, so Ace of Swords. So aces are chances and opportunities. So this is not a guarantee. Nothing in tarot is guaranteed anyway. But, you know, aces are extra chancy or extra like, depends. So I feel for you guys, whatever you face in your little cave, whatever happens in that cave, whatever you explore, whatever you find out, whatever you dance with in there, whatever you face in there, has the potential to be quite a revelation for you. Or you exit on the other side, not only being stronger, not only coming out with this strength energy, but also come out with this energy of brandishing the Ace of Swords, coming out with certain truths and realizations about yourself, about the situation at hand, about the people you're dealing with, whatever. And you might come out swinging. Not to say Pisces is going to get violent and you're going to start, punching people dead in the face. I don't think that's at all in your trajectory here. But what I'm feeling is like the ability to be more forthright. Because remember I told you, this Ten of Swords, I feel like a lot of you have felt, I think I used the word muted, muzzled, something like that, where you felt so attacked that your personal power was stripped from you, or your effectiveness. You felt as though you had nothing to contribute. You had nothing to say. Everything that you said or did would fall on deaf ears or would go unnoticed. This is quite noticeable. Look at how it shines. Look at the light that embodies this Ace of Swords. It cannot go unnoticed. It can't be ignored, right? So this is a return to personal power. For some of you, this is a return, maybe not a return, but the first time that you have felt confident enough to express yourself, because swords talk about expression. They talk about speaking of truths, of hearing truths, of delivering truths, what have you. Pisces, you can be a sign of deferment. You can be a sign where you let other people take the lead and you kind of are more satisfied with finding solace with the self. And you have this, not to say that Pisces is not an extroverted sign, but many of you are just happen to be introverted people, okay? Your sign doesn't, determine your personality, not all the ways, or not in every single way, rather. So I feel as though a lot of you have found comfort in disappearing into that cave, perhaps, or you have found some protection in allowing other people to take the lead, or, like I said, deferring to other people and just let them, drive the car. And it maybe has left you feeling stuck. It has left you feeling at their mercy, right? And that has been thematic. I should have said this earlier. For many signs throughout this, the readings that I've done as you're the 12th sign. So many signs this month for July have been coming into this personal power stance, have been coming into the, I gotta act and do things and assert myself because other people haven't been doing right by me. Or I've allowed other people to take advantage of me in the situation, or I've allowed other people to think that I had nothing to contribute, or I've allowed my contributions to go unrecognized, and I'm tired of that, and I get that sense from you. You're tired of, many of you, not all of you, but many of you are tired of sort of being the scapegoat, or being the person who takes the brunt of the consequences, Like I'm sensing, because I did say earlier, I was sensing for some of you, this is a work situation. I'm sensing somebody getting chewed out at work, and you're being blamed for things, or you're being accosted for things that you had nothing to do with. Now, I, as an individual, I hate when that happens, and I let people know, you're trying to get in my ass over something that I didn't do. And I'm not going to take the fall for something I didn't do, period. That's just me as an individual. But I have seen, and I know people exist who just take it. You're not going to blame me for something that Charlie did, and my name is not Charlie. Does that make sense? So I feel for some of you, this is a pushback on, well, Pisces wasn't responsible for that task. Therefore, Pisces is not going to be held accountable because it was not my job. It was not in my description. It was not assigned to me. Whatever. And that's a technicality. You know, some people are like, well, Pisces, we're all team players around here. And it sounds like you're not being a team player. Yeah, I'm not. you know, and that's just me being a little fiery. You might not approach it that way, but there is this, yes, delineation, clearly defining the limits that you see in the situation. Here's how much I'm here's where my accountability starts and ends. Within these parameters, this is what I'm accountable for. This is what I'm responsible for. And I own it. And if I made a mistake, I made a mistake. But you're not going to conflate, and you're not going to make me take the brunt of something when I wasn't the cause of your dissatisfaction. I wasn't the cause of this loss. I wasn't the cause of this whatever. There's something about you no longer shouldering the blame of something, even if it was something that you did consciously. Some of you consciously or made it permissible. It's like after a time, after you go through some type of awakening or some type of personal development or some type of exercise, whatever you're doing, you're like, not today. Today marks the day where I'm done doing that. I'm done doing that. I like that. Now, next in line is the Four of Swords in reverse. I'll show you this card upright so you can become better used to it. So Four of Swords, when we see it in the upright like this, it's about taking a break. It's about, finding rest and respite. It's about reflection, right? In the reverse, it's not to say that that's not happening. I think it's like it's coming out of that mode. It's coming out of this rest and relaxation. So it's interesting. It's kind of like, I don't think, Pisces, you're like firing on all cylinders, or I don't think that you're, going ham on anybody. I don't think like you're out there, giving everybody the business. That's not what I'm sensing. But I am sensing a reluctance to stay quiet. I'm sensing a reluctance to take a time out on something, or yes. This is like affirming your boundaries. This is like there's a new Pisces in town. A new Pisces in town, right? And the moment when someone says, hey, I want to speak to old Pisces, you're just like, no. New Pisces is in town. The person that you're seeking is no longer here. I am new Pisces. I am Pisces 2.0. This is the new normal, right? And that can be disconcerting for people. That can make people feel awkward or uncomfortable around you. And you're kind of like, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Also with the Four of Swords, I feel as though you might lose, Pisces. Remember why you're doing this. Thank you. Remember why you're doing this, because this Four of Swords can be overaction. It can be the antithesis of resting. It can be being so busy, right? That you kind of lose perspective, right? Because when it's in the upright, we're sitting, we're reflecting, we're taking a time out, and we're, possibly appreciating the quiet moments. When we're in the reverse, there's not like a lot of quiet moments, or at least we're not mindful of it. And it comes underneath this King of Cups. So it's kind of like, if this is an advisor to you, some type of person who's, helping you along this journey, or helping you kind of get over the trauma or the drama that's in the Ten of Swords. I feel as though you might distance yourself from that person once you start to feel better, or once you start to see things going in a different direction. You, not to say you forget them and you're unappreciative. It's not that. It's more of like because things are going so well, and because you don't want to lose, this might not be the best terminology or the best way to phrase this, but it's like you don't want to lose the high. You want to keep the high. You want to keep up the momentum, right? And so I'd caution you against that, because every person who's on a spiritual journey, or every person who's on some type of path of self-reflection and self-work, it's like you still got to take breaks. You still have to, turn yourself off, or turn the dial down a little bit. You can't be firing on 8, 9, 10 every day for the rest of your life. That's not feasible. That's going to burn you out. That's going to possibly turn you into an arrogant person, or a narcissistic person, or some type of egotistical or megalomaniac, whatever. It's too much. Or you can become dismissive. You can become all kinds of things. So I'd be cautious about when this energy comes up, how long you allow it to persist. And you might need a reminder. Because here's the other thing that I'm picturing. Another way that I could describe this. Let's say this is a therapist. And let's say you spend about 2 months working with this person, or whatever, like 4 sessions. Let's say 4 weekly sessions. Once a week sessions, right? After a month or two of dealing with this person, you stop going because you feel better. You've gone into the cave, you feel stronger, you come out with your truths, you come out acting as Pisces 2.0, and you feel that you're good. And you now stop going to see this person. And I feel, not to say this is going to happen, but I feel you don't want to lose the practice. You don't want to walk away from the advisor too soon. You don't want to walk away from the self-reflection, the self-love, the self-care too soon. Okay? That's the warning they're giving me here. Anything else with the Four Swords? This could be also, because there's so many people in this card, which is, not the typical animation. The typical illustration doesn't normally show multiple people. I get the sense that maybe other people might come into the picture as a distraction, and you might allow yourself to be distracted by them. I don't know in what way. I don't know if it's good or bad distraction. I can't really tell. But I get the sense of like, because other people are on the scene, you might forget to do this work, or you might forget to toe the line, or you might forget to take time to rest, take time to pull away and recharge yourself, or refocus your mind on your goals, on your task. Okay? Final card in your main spread is the Nine of Pentacles. Hey now. So here we are, like the embodiment in the minor arcana, at least, of independence, of autonomy, of having full-on agency and the ability to choose and act in your own behest and feel confident again, to feel revived and in control. Like, look at this woman's face and look at her environment. Like, who tells her what to do? Not a damn soul. Male or female, whoever this is, I'm assuming it's you, Pisces. I haven't really felt another person except for the King of Cups and a little bit in the Four Swords. And even then, they're supporting players to your story. The main player here is you, and this is also a part of you. And this is what you're hoping for. This is what you want to be. This is where you want to go. Single ladies card. I'm not sensing like a breakup. I'm not sensing that. If this is about a romantic entanglement, I wouldn't say that you're trying to get away from someone. Some of you might be, but even in the midst, and that to me is healthy, even in the midst of a committed relationship, you have to have two strong individuals. Because the moment you have either person not feeling confident, not feeling independent, not feeling as if they contribute and are worthy, you create codependency, right? You know, a true relationship is two independent people choosing to be together. It's not one person needs the other. I need you. Oh, I need you. You need me. That's unhealthy. All right. So if this has been about a relationship or how you show up in relationships, I think what you want to be or how you want to approach it or how you're going to approach it is as this independent person, as somebody who doesn't need a person but wants a person. Look at her. She doesn't need anything. Anything that is added to her life, added to this pictorial of what's around her, she wanted it there. She didn't need it. She wanted it there. And I'm saying she. You could be a male Pisces, and this applies to you too. So, Pisces, I think you want to get to a point, or the end goal for you, the end game for you, is to be in this zone of knowing your worth. The other thing about the Nine of Pentacles is they don't over-exude themselves, and they are only, or at least for the most part, they're only responsible for what they contribute. They know the limits. They know they have firm boundaries, okay? Another way to think about that through the illustration, look at where she lives. Look at where she lives. This is some out in the country or out on a private estate. And I'm assuming many of us could easily picture, if we zoomed out, we would see a huge gate or like a huge driveway. The access point of this person, the boundaries that this house would have around it are clearly labeled or clearly defined. There's no like for me, what I'm picturing is like a huge iron gate, a nice little sign that says no trespassing. There's a nice little CCTV camera up above this gate. Like this is like a highly secured like compound, or like I said, like a private street in like a residential area where not any old Joe Schmo could just walk up and knock on this person's door. You got to have the gate code. There might be like a guard in like a little shed who's like, what is your business here? Who are you here to see? I came to see the Knight of Pentacles. Do you have an appointment? You know what I mean? And not to say like that means like you're snooty or that you're bougie or anything like that. It's not about that. If that's what you want, maybe that's what you're going after, go ahead and take it. But what I'm sensing is knowing that, what are the parameters? This is where the boundary is. Once you come past my gates, now you're dealing on my terms. When we go outside the gates, that's when I'm more open to negotiation. But when you come in to my compound, when you come through my gates, when you come through my boundaries, here's the rules. Here are the regulations. Here's the expectations. Does that make sense? Outcome for July is Ace of Pentacles. 2 aces. So, hey now, hey. Since we were just talking about Pentacles and now we have an Ace of Pentacles, I feel like some of you are looking for some comeuppance. Interesting. Some comeuppance in your finances. Oh! For some of you, has this been about abusive power or some type of stress over money? Because again, I'm getting like this work thing. And some of you might be under contract. Some of you might be consultants, right? Or you're starting a business or something like that, and people have been taking advantage of you or giving you the runaround, and you may have, been trying to be nice, or you felt you didn't know what to do, and after a while you finally, again, with this Pisces 2.0 energy, like, here's the business. Here's the business. I'm about my money. Or here's the business, new contract agreements. So maybe you got burned on this first time out as doing consulting, right? Maybe this is the first time that you were doing this. Maybe this is the first time that you were that you drafted a contract for the work that you did, and you got kind of burned, right? Maybe you ended up losing something, right? Going forward, here are the new parameters, like I was just talking about with the Nine of Pentacles. Here are the new parameters. Here are the new boundaries of the contract. So payment up front or upon cancellation, there's no refunds, blah, blah, blah. Whatever new dialogue or whatever new wording you put into your contract, that's this new base, this new foundation, right? The Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity, new pathway or new chance at prosperity, okay? Could also be investments. It could have been you were previously invested in something, in a person, in a company that was like stressing you out and your money got tied up, or your name, or you as an artist or as a producer of something, you were contractually obligated, but now that you are on this path of freedom essentially, or this path that opens you back up to individual opportunities, now you reinvest with a new client or a new partnership that again is a chance at prosperity. If it's not strictly about money, it still has to do with your foundations and your stability. So for some of you, this can be moving out. This can be moving to a different company. This can be, again, an investment in your wellness, because Pentacles can talk about health and wellness. So this can be you recommitting to going back and seeing your therapist after taking a break, where some of you might take a break. Again, I don't think you should, but if you do, there is a chance to go back and recommit to that wellness plan for yourself, okay? If this is about your physical health, again, getting recommitted to your diet, recommitted to your workout routine, whatever, after suffering some type of disturbance or some type of unsatisfactory whatever. We finally get back to prioritizing the self and taking care of the self. All right. And opportunities that come before you, or opportunities that you see, you will seize them and you will utilize them correctly. Beautiful energy. Keep up the good work. Overall energy for you, Pisces, 6 of Pentacles. Kind of a good backdrop to what we've been talking about. Not good, but like a feasible or understood backdrop. 6 of Pentacles is about give and take. It is about reciprocity. It is about what's fair, what's equal, what is right in a situation. And it needed to get right. This entire situation, Pisces, has been about recalibration in your life with the people that you're dealing with, or a particular person that you're dealing with the environments and the circumstances that you're in, those that are unhealthy, those that are toxic to you, those that are troublesome to you, or those that leave you feeling unappreciated. This is you having the what's the word? Come on. What's the word? I don't want to say consciousness, but that's all that's coming to my mind. Having the consciousness to do this work. Having the, in some cases, balls to do this work. Having the commitment. Like making a commitment to yourself to do the work, or following someone else's commitment. Like, again, going to the person who might be helping you, your advisor, your therapist, your friend. They're holding you accountable, and you're like, okay, because I made a promise to my therapist, or because I've been assigned to do this work, or because, I know it's for my own damn good, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay attention to the ways in which I'm overextending myself, or the ways in which I'm selling myself short, the ways in which people are not treating me fairly, or I'm not getting back what I was promised under a contract, whatever. It's being aware of that, like I said, in your consciousness. Okay. So name of the game has been what's fair, what's due to me, and going about it, going to get it. Recalibrating, renegotiating things so that it is fair and it is equal. And if it's not, stepping the hell away from it and going to find a place, going to find a person, going to find a better circumstance that's going to give you that fair give and take. Okay? Pisces, that is your reading for July. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to read it. Feel free to share this video across your social media platforms. Let other people know that you like watching my stuff if you do. And feel free to subscribe, friends, if you have not subscribed already. Pisces, I'll be back soon with your mid-July messages. Again, I'll be going live next Saturday for Cancers in the Collective. If you want to stop by, say hi, feel free to do so. And if you want a personal reading, that information, again, is down in the description box if you want to work with me, okay? Pisces, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I truly do appreciate it. Take care.